Hey everyone out there on Leland Best, my profile, you might say. This is Leland Best from Best Live TV. We're about to start another edition of Best AI Podcast. Go check us out on YouTube, Facebook at Best AI Podcast, or on our stage at stage.bestlive.tv. We'll see you soon. See you soon. Did you hear how that came out? See you soon. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the Best AI Podcast, where we'll continue to grow. A world of innovation, where dreams become reality. Come join the movement, let's take AI to the next level. We're breaking barriers, rewriting the code. Together we'll conquer, watch our ideas unfold. The future starts here, joining the revolution. Let's say our podcast, the ultimate solution. In this digital age, we're breaking the mold. With AI fusion, let the story unfold. From art to business, the future is here. Unlock the potential, make it crystal clear. Yeah. It's time to fuse, let the sparks ignite. AI in action, reaching new heights. Love and business blending into one. AI fusion, the journey's just begun.
Well, we're still working on things over here to get them straight one way or another, but I want to welcome everyone to Best AI Podcast. I'm Leland Best, host of Best Live TV, and the host of part of this show, you might say. Along with the rest of my hosts here today, we've got Chris, Brad, and Lee in the house. Ross couldn't make it. He's out on a beach somewhere, and we're still waiting on Greg to decide whether he's part of the group. So we'll figure it out. Or we'll get him out here again one of these days. So, guys, welcome. How's everybody?
Hey, doing good.
Hey,
Wonderful.
I love it.
That intro sounded like a boy band. You know, we're like, we should be dancing up on the stage.
We almost should. So for all you out there who are watching and listening to the boy band that we have created through Suno.ai, by the way, I'm hoping to work with Chris in the near future on some of the newer audio apps like Udio, etc. There's a couple others that are coming, I think, soon. And upping that song as we go. That was the first rendition we did for this podcast. So I hope as we continue to get better software to make better songs, we'll make better songs for our podcast. So Chris, I'll probably task you with some of that as we move ahead. If you're watching out on YouTube or Facebook at Best AI Podcast, thank you for being there. If you're going to leave comments, leave them there. If you're anywhere else watching the feed, we're not going to see those, and we're not going to be able to bring them up on the screen. So make sure you're either on the Facebook page, not the group, or over on the YouTube channel live. All right, Lee, I'll head to you first.
Yo, what's going on, man?
I don't know. Tell me what's happening with you, dude. What's been happening with you?
Oh, man, I'm like, going like crazy, trying to crank out videos and for my YouTube channel, working like crazy on that kind of stuff, trying to get that growing. So
how's that working for you?
It's going good, man. I'm having a blast. I'm really exploring a lot of new software and I'm using a product right now called Pictory, which is, an AI program that you put a script into, and then it will take and pick images and videos to give you a rough start. Then you can edit from there. It's pretty cool.
Sounds interesting. Now, we haven't heard from Brad in a while, and we'll be hearing from the news in just a bit. But Brad, my God, welcome back. It's been like, 3-4 weeks now since we've seen you.
Yes, it's been crazy. I had gotten an email from a company that saw my podcast videos on Rumble, and they said, hey, could you teach some courses at our institute? They're putting together an online, video teaching group for young people, teenagers, high school students, and they asked me if I would teach the entrepreneur segment. So I've been rehearsing, practicing, putting everything together, and flew out to Utah last Wednesday, and just pounded it out in 7 hours, man. So I was so exhausted by the time I got back. I had 3 days of sleep, basically.
How do you think it
That's
went, Brad?
I think it went well. Right after lunch, we lose energy like everybody else did, but the
Right.
crew was really great. I had two people on video and audio. And then, we had a few mistakes, so you clap and move on. But, we were trying to get pumped up and get that energy back in for the next 4 hour push. So I think it went well. They're going to
What
do,
were the age groups of the people you were teaching?
it's high school mostly.
Okay.
So it's ninth to 12th grade. And, I covered everything from how to do a basic business plan to building your brand. Also, I showed them different businesses they could start real easily, like doing video game characters. Cubicle voxel based characters, which can pay $50 per character, up to $150 per character. So, imagine being in high school and designing 10 of those a week. That's good money.
Yeah.
And website design. I covered everything from traditional businesses like washing a car, and then working your way up to detailing, to businesses that might take a few years for you to be able
Wow.
to actually start your business, like a hair salon or a plumber. And then I talked about raising money, and then I talked about some, and each of these were separate modules that they can study for half an hour, and then there's a test at the end of each one. And then I taught them about why capitalism and entrepreneurship goes hand in hand with the United States. Talked about how the human race really didn't evolve or progress for about 5,700 years until 1776. And so, we went into all the inventions that have come about in the last 247 years.
Wow.
So it was a little history lesson as well. So I had a blast doing it. It was a lot of fun.
That's amazing. I was thinking it was just a video thing, but I guess it's not, man. It was really in detail, wasn't it? That's great.
It was in depth, and they're going to do a lot of animation with it. So I'll be seen. My voice will be heard through the whole thing, but you'll only get me like on screen for 20 minutes. So it'll be a lot of animation and
kind of like being on
cool
this show.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. That'll be cool. Looking forward to it. Yeah. So when does that go out publicly? Will we be able to see that ourselves?
It's going to be private. I'm going to probably get about a 2-minute snippet that I can use in my own promotional material. Gotcha. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to create.
Cool.
And I hope some young kid out there, learns from it. I talked about my first business ventures at 16 because my dad made it so hard to ask for a $20 bill, and talked about building a tree house with my buddy Dieter. When we were like 11 years old, all we had was $7 between us, and we went to the to the lumber yard, and the guys were laughing. They said, "You can have that wood in the corner," and it was all 2x4s. We built the whole thing with 2x4s and bolts and saws and power equipment. Yeah, it was funny. A blast.
It's funny when you talk about like making money as kids. Our granddaughter's 10. She just flew to Florida on Monday, and we just picked them up today. And one of their friends down there was going to go to the track or somewhere they were going, and our little granddaughter says, "Well, hey, if I watch the girls while you go out and do the thing, will you pay me as a babysitter?" And they were like, "Well, sure. How much?" And she goes, $30 an hour. And he goes, "Okay." So she made $120 that day.
Wow.
I have a contract. Here, sign here. Sign here.
It was just one of those things. She was brilliant. She's not pulling back any punches. She was like, "You're going to pay me for every," and they are special needs girls as well. So it wasn't like it was an easy task for her to do as a 10-year-old, but she's a very smart little girl. And obviously she knows how to make money. So,
and don't forget to sign the double indemnity clause here at the bottom.
All right.
Yeah, press hard 3 copies.
All right, Chris, we don't want to leave you out of this.
That's right.
Last week you were in Vegas in a hotel room. Now you're back home.
Now wait a minute, you have to explain that. I got to have some backstory on that. I can't leave that hanging like that.
Go for it.
Oh, Vegas was a great. Go ahead, Lee.
I was just gonna say, how long you been a stripper, Chris?
past couple of years when I really
Yeah,
like
right
hit
out
puberty and then it really
Yeah,
came into myself.
The music probably
Absolutely.
got you into it, I would imagine.
Hey, when the Chippendales call you personally, you answer that call. You have to.
I hear you, but
Absolutely. That's too funny, guys. All right. So tell us where you've been with AI lately. You've been doing
AI,
anything cool?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had a chance to deploy the New Oaks AI chatbot through my Google Voice for my DJ
Nice.
business, and we've had 2 or 3 inquiries from people we usually have conversations with. One was my DJ, one was a client, and the bot handled those questions extremely well. Questions it didn't know, it said to contact us directly, and I'm extremely impressed with the limited amount of information I gave to this bot that it could handle this customer service and follow through so well. So that's been fantastic there. This last week, we were able to sell a nonprofit a new website, and we have another nonprofit who is signing up with the AI employee to begin with that bot sequence. So it's really exciting. I think we're starting to hone in on what our preferred industry, what our niche is going to be. I think in general, it's businesses that help people. So this can include nonprofits, healthcare, maybe coaches and consultants. But I like the work that it's going towards a business that deserves it. They pay it forward. So I think we're finding our niche. The AI is working, and I can't wait to implement more of that with some of the future clients we get.
Hey,
Very
Chris,
cool.
can you tell me a
That's
little
awesome.
bit, just briefly, about the training? Because it sounded like you had a limited training. When you say limited training, what did you? Because that's something that I'm interested in as well.
Absolutely. So the training, I literally just gave it my website address, tried to learn as much as I could from my DJ website. My website there has maybe about 10 regular service pages, one frequently asked question page, and then maybe about 15 blog posts where I just kind of go into more detail. And using that information, it's literally like taking care of customer service for me. Things that it doesn't know, it says reach out directly, and it's been fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and that bot is actually
awesome.
one we were demonstrating the other day, and it's one that's on Best AI Podcast. So if you want to go check out the bot that Chris is speaking of and get an idea of how it actually works, just head over to bestaipodcast.tv and play with it. It's sitting there. There are questions about AI and about the podcast. So if there's anything you want to ask it, feel free. All right, Lee, I know you got some news for us.
I
think
do,
I've gotta
yeah.
play a video. You want to give us an
So,
intro
well,
to this?
I enlisted the help of a friend of mine to get some, because this AI news thing is kind of tough to keep up on. So there's a friend of mine called Nikolai Vector, and I asked him if he would do the news for us, and he agreed. So I'm going to let him introduce himself. But yeah, he's going to be a regular, I think, here and help us out with it. He's got a couple of stories he's going to tell us about. So yeah, let's hear from Nikolai.
Very cool.
Thank you for the warm welcome. It's absolutely thrilling to be here among such an esteemed company. Now, about myself, I'm Nicola Vector, but you can call me Ziggy when the mics are off. I hail from the year 2042, a time when technology hums through every facet of life like bees in a bustling hive. My background is in science and technology, and I've had my hands in projects ranging from robotics to quantum computing. I've time-traveled back to this era, not just for the charm of your quaint non-flying cars, but to share insights and have a jolly good time discussing the tech that will shape your future. My aim here is to peel back the curtain on AI, making it as enjoyable as watching cat videos on the internet, another passion of mine. So let's dive into the world of artificial intelligence and maybe even crack a few jokes along the way. That's enough about me. Let's get into a little news on artificial intelligence, shall we? The plot thickens in the saga of international tech espionage. It seems Google has indeed stepped in it again, not just with technology releases, but now embroiled in a tale of trade secrets theft that sounds like it's straight out of a futuristic spy novel, except it's happening right now. Linwei Ding, formerly an engineer at Google, is at the center of this storm. Arrested and charged with the heist of critical AI technology secrets, Ding's story is causing quite a stir. Here's the lowdown. After being trusted to develop software for Google's supercomputing data centers, Ding apparently decided to take a bit of Google home with him, over 500 files worth, right into his personal cloud account. Talk about bold moves. But Ding didn't stop there. Allegedly, he was cozying up with a couple of Chinese firms and even landed a gig as a chief technology officer at an AI startup over there. To top it off, he founded another company focused on training AI models. Now, these aren't just any models, mind you. We're talking about the high-octane supercomputing chip kind that can crunch numbers faster than you can say quantum leap. Now, if Ding is found guilty, he's looking at a possible 40 years behind bars and a hefty fine. It's a high price to pay, but it highlights the high stakes involved in the global race for AI supremacy. Amazon is launching itself headlong into the AI fray with its new project Olympus. And folks, let me tell you, it's not just a step up. It's a giant leap. They're pumping millions into developing an LLM with a whopping 2 trillion parameters. That's double the size of OpenAI's GPT-4. In my time, that's the kind of ambition that turns heads, or algorithms, should I say. At the helm of this colossal endeavor is Rohit Prasad, a name that once echoed through the halls of Alexa's development team and now rings as the head scientist of AGI at Amazon. Prasad has corralled the brightest from the Alexa AI team and Amazon's science division to march toward this lofty goal. And why, you ask? Because in the future, as in your today, AI is not just a tool. It's the backbone of innovation. Now let's talk turkey, or should we say consumer benefits. Imagine interacting with an Amazon that's twice as smart. Your conversations with Alexa could go from asking about the weather to discussing the philosophical nuances of a rainy day. For AWS users, this is like upgrading from a go-kart to a spaceship. Businesses are salivating at the prospect of using such advanced AI to gain insights, drive efficiencies, and create new services that we haven't even dreamed of yet. But here's the kicker. Amazon's massive investment in AI isn't just about being the best in the cloud or selling more Echo devices. It's about setting the stage for a future where AI pervades every aspect of our lives. As they enhance AWS with these capabilities, they're not just selling better services. They're shaping the very fabric of future tech landscapes. This shift means stiff competition in the AI race. Giants like Google, Meta, and OpenAI are all in this high-stakes game, pushing the boundaries of technology. From my vantage point in the future, this competition fuels rapid innovation, but it also concentrates power in the hands of a few. That's a concern that transcends time. How do we balance incredible technological leaps with the need for privacy, security, and ethical consideration? As Amazon gears up to unveil Olympus, we're reminded of the immense potential and challenges of AI. It's a thrilling time to be alive, or to be an AI in my case. Here's to watching this unfold, hopefully as responsibly as it is ambitively. And last but not least, let's not forget the current big dogs, OpenAI, always stirring the pot in the generative AI stew. From what the Wall Street Journal has sketched out, OpenAI's strategy is quite clever and, dare I say, rather ambitious. Here's my take on it. OpenAI is utilizing its famed ChatGPT not just as a neat tool for chatting, but as a strategic Trojan horse to infiltrate businesses big and small. By hooking 600,000 individuals with business versions of ChatGPT, they're paving a path straight into the enterprise world. These products, tailored for different sizes of businesses, are not just about serving up AI conversations. They're about demonstrating the practical power of AI in the workplace. Brad Lightcap, the COO at OpenAI, has made it clear that the goal isn't just to sell licenses, but to get companies truly hooked on the utility of AI. It's a classic case of showing, not telling, with ChatGPT acting as the gateway drug to more sophisticated and expensive AI services. They're cultivating a dependence on their AI smarts, from enhancing employee productivity to powering complex customer support platforms. Now let's chat about the bigger picture. OpenAI's relationship with Microsoft gives it a hefty muscle to flex in the tech arena. But it's not without its challenges. The market is brimming with alternatives, including less costly open source models from players like Meta. This means OpenAI needs to keep its game sharp and its offerings sharper. Despite some corporate hesitation, given the perceived risks of betting on a relatively young company like OpenAI, Lightcap's strategy seems to be about simplifying AI adoption. They want to make it so easy and integrated that companies would rather not juggle multiple vendors. This approach could make OpenAI the go-to partner for businesses eager to dive into AI, but hesitant to navigate the complexities on their own. What strikes me as a futuristic observer is OpenAI's balancing act between innovation speed and gaining enterprise trust. They're moving fast, yet they need to assure businesses that they're a stable, reliable partner, not just another flash in the tech pan. In essence, OpenAI is not just playing in the AI field, they're trying to set the rules of the game. Whether they can maintain their lead in this race amidst growing competition and scrutiny Well, that's the million-dollar question, or should I say the multi-million-dollar question, considering the cost of their custom AI models. Been an absolute blast sharing insights and quips with you all. I'll be on the lookout for black holes and temporal anomalies. Until next time, keep your circuits sharp and your curiosity sharper. Farewell, and may your future be as bright as a supernova explosion.
Awesome work.
Well, I'd say that's pretty insightful stuff.
That was great. I loved it.
How'd you get so smart? I don't
Well,
understand.
he's from the future, man. The guy knows everything. So that makes it easy for him.
So I got to ask, Lee, how long did it take to put that together?
How
Give me an
old?
idea.
70 years? I don't know.
Somewhere in there. With all the time it took to get us here. All of Lee's experience has been compounded over time.
That's it. Yeah. The thing is, it's not fair question because I've been the character I've had I use for other things. Nicola Vector goes with my Nerd Gizmos service, where I was trying to build questions and quizzes on technology for people. So I've been using him, and I thought he'd be a perfect character to bring in to the show to handle the AI news for us.
That's good stuff. Sorry, I thought you were going to keep talking while I took a
No,
drink,
I
but
can
you
keep
didn't.
talking. I didn't want.
You caught me
So
right in the
anyway,
middle of the drink.
I took the character, and it's a little bit of a process. There's a bunch of steps, and this is kind of interesting. I don't want to get off on a tangent,
No,
but
just give me an idea. Give them an idea of the tools it took to make it. We don't need to go through
Okay.
how you made it, but what
Okay.
did you use to make that
so
happen?
the tools were Midjourney,
Okay.
11 Labs for text to speech, DID for doing the animation. I upload the audio and it takes the still character and animates him. And then I then I brought him into Camtasia and did the editing and put it together. Oh, and ChatGPT for doing the news.
Yeah. And then even as much work as it took you to tweak his voice and his persona to get him to always talk the same and have that same inflection and that same tonality. Yeah. That's the hard part.
That is the hard part, and training him to do this. So he definitely, when I asked ChatGPT, give me a story or write something in Nicola's voice, it knows exactly what his character's like. I mean, it knows his terminology, knows he's from the future, and in all the little quips and quotes and things he does, it knows all that about him.
That's so cool. What did you guys think? I mean, is this something that you would use? I know what I'm seeing right now and what I'm intending to do is use AI to create both a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel, faceless. I won't be seeing it all. It's just going to be images like what you just created, voices with 11 Labs, music from probably Udio or Suno, depending on which, for a backing track. We're going to pull text from ChatGPT. We're going to include the same little snippets that you see on all those little shorts where they're showing the transcription on top of the video is closed captioning in colors and all that really cool stuff. Have you guys tried using these yet? Because there are people making up to $200,000 a day making these videos.
I don't know if I'd making $200,000 a day, but they're definitely making that a year. And here's my read on them. I created a channel. That's what Cat Gizmos is all about. It's I have another channel I'm on it, but then Cat Gizmos is a faceless channel. Yeah. And so the idea, though, is not that it's faceless or that don't want to be on there, but it's just that it makes more sense. Here's my key, though. It doesn't matter to me whether it's AI or not. The trick is it credible information? Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people, YouTube and as one of them is kind of going after them, going, hey, we don't want you doing AI, that kind of stuff. But it's not about the AI. It's about what. So I use medical references, for example. I use all these different schools and vet schools and to verify my information. That's the key, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I'll let somebody else talk. Chris, what do you think? You run a faceless YouTube channel. Maybe you can have a little input on that.
Yeah, I think a lot of these tools would be really beneficial. I think at the end of the day, is it educational or entertaining? If you can do both, I think that's the winner. Consider your audience. What topics do you want to talk about? I already see this as you could use a web scraper to pull in the headlines from certain news articles, send those into 11 Labs or ChatGPT to get a summary of the story. Then that kicks off API to 11 Labs to do the voice. You do background video relevant to using AI, and then you have a news segment. If you just did popular news stories that are still factual and entertaining, that could be an easily automated process with AI. But again, you can take it in a bunch of different directions. I love the Cat Gizmo videos; those are great. I love the character that's coming in with the fun cat videos. It's just a nice mix. You have to see what audience you want to go for, who's interested, and then what's popular right now, and then you can base those decisions from there.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I don't see this any different than hiring a bunch of people from Fiverr, right? You can hire an editor, you can hire a script writer. I've done all those things. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
The thing though that people are seeing is I just have to put it the way it's being told to me by the people that create videos on TikTok and YouTube. You can make videos all day and go viral sometimes for who you are, what you look like, what kind of personality you have, whether you're funny or not, things like that. These AI videos have none of that. They have no person, they have no personality, they have no beautiful face of a real human, they have no one speaking in a real human voice. Yet they are getting hundreds of millions of hits. And I'm not talking, this is like viral stuff that you cannot get with humanity. I hate to say it.
Right.
I think it's the imagery, the AI imagery, because it is so intense. It's this 3D powerful looking, and then you're doing all these transitions and you got this text coming. Because it's not real people, you can kind of do anything you want with it. So
Yeah.
you can get graphical, you can get spiral, you can just do really weird stuff with graphics and not worry about the person's face, how their voice sounds, anything like that. And they're just blowing up.
Brad, I
So
think Brad had a comment he wanted
yeah,
to
go
throw in
ahead. I
there
just
too.
think it has more to do than with just people. I don't think it
I
has
have a
anything to do
graphic.
with people.
I have a graphic designer channel. That's my personal channel, not my podcast channel.
Yeah.
And this will revolutionize, me being able to tell what great design looks like. You just throw up good stuff that I've probably designed or someone else, and then bad, and you just write out a script real quick, and boom, there it is. I was thinking more of my friend Denise Griffiths, who has Your Partner in Success Radio, which is a podcast that's been around for like 16 years. No one knows what she looks like at all. So this is going to revolutionize introverts being able to, just create content and enjoy that content creation, roadmap that a lot of us who put our face out there and we harangue over how we're going to write it and say it and try to find the comedy voice. This is all going to be built in, and it's going to make production incredibly fast, So I like it.
That's that joke about I have a face for radio, right, Brad?
Yeah, I remember that. I actually have an uncle he's a radio DJ and he knows his place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
one of those
great.
things.
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Lena. I was just going to say, I think TikTok helped to bring the younger generation and their interest in content creation, because it just made the tools inside the app. Yes, they can be a little bit tricky, but once they learn them, they started creating a bunch of different things. So I really like that opened up that opportunity for others to dabble into either script writing or content creation, because now they're just creating their own little storylines, or they're doing like on the street interviews. So it's really cool to see them creating that content.
And I think, Chris, you really hit it on the head when you said the key is knowing your audience. It doesn't matter what tool you use, it doesn't matter if it's AI, personal. You can create 1,000 AI videos, and they'll go nowhere unless they're targeted and they understand the audience you're targeting. So that's totally the key.
I get it.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, have you guys seen the new one on the block, which is coming very soon? I'm just going to slap it on the screen for you guys real quick so you can see it. I may have seen the article over on Best AI Podcast. Elon's ready to roll with XAI. He's got basically the OpenAI rival, and he's closing on a $6 billion funding proposal on this. So
Whoa.
we can't wait to see where this is going to go. I don't know exactly. I mean, he's got a pre-money valuation of $18 billion on this. He's raising $6 billion on that valuation of a 10-month-old competitor to OpenAI. So I haven't seen anything on the front end of this yet. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about XAI or seen anything
I
coming out
assume
of
it's
it,
going to be
but
based on the same system, the system he's using on Twitter, right?
I believe so, but I'm not certain. It's Grok is the one that he's
Grok,
built
right? That's it.
for the customers. As far as whether or not that's going to be his big engine, I don't know. Kind of like how Google runs. They've got their Gemini versus the first one. And they keep updating. So I'm sure as things evolve, they're going to have, whether it's going to be versions or evolutions of. I think we're not going to just see like version 1, 2, 3 like OpenAI is doing. I think we're actually going to see more like what Google's doing, where you realize the growth of one has gone to its point, and then you're going to see the growth of a new model take place and take its place and evolve in that fashion. I don't think it's going to be this same model evolving over and over.
Speaking of Gemini, I wanted to tell you one quick thing I've used that I found it does that no other AI model I've been able to find will do, and that is it will analyze a video. So I can take a video. I hire somebody from, I don't know where she's at, Indonesia or somewhere. She sends me a cat video. I put it into Gemini 1.5 and say, I want you to go through, watch this video, narrate it, give me the timestamps for every scene, and then it gives me that information. I've never seen a system that will read video and there's no audio. Everything will do transcription, but nothing does just looking at video, and it's pretty amazing.
Which one was that again?
It's it's Google's Gemini 1.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Their new one. Yeah, and now that's something that a capability I've been really looking for, that they're the only ones I've found that can do that.
Now, was that the one that evaluated the silent movie and managed to figure out the plot
yes,
of the movie?
That's exactly what it did. That's how it became on my radar as well.
That stuff is impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all based
and then
on,
I take that
lips.
audio, that transcription, and I run that through Chat GPT with my trained model and say, okay, I want you to write a script using the character Chester, who's a 2-year-old cat. It knows about, and then he gives me a script that now I've been hiring somebody to do that. Doesn't cost much, $10. So it's not a big deal, but this is even, because now if I want to tweak it, I can make a change to it.
Well, who's got something? We got about 25 minutes to fill here if we can. There's a lot going on. I mean, I've been playing around. Oh, I know an automation software I want to lay on the table here real quick before I forget. This passed to me thanks to Mr. Jim Hankins. So, Jim, if you're watching, thank you so much. I'm going to go get this real quick. And it really caught me off guard because for some reason, didn't realize you could do this. And it should be
while
obvious.
You're doing it, can I ask you, are you pulling that up? I want to ask you a question if you got a few.
Yep.
Did you just purchase a platform for doing course creation?
Yes, I did.
And you said you really liked it, correct?
I do a lot.
Now, it's not an AI. It doesn't assist you in creating the course. Oh, yes. Does it?
And I'll go through that here in a little bit so you guys can
that'd be great. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, me too.
So this one, though, came up the other day. Jim showed this to me, and I was like, oh, my God. I'm just going to be quiet for a second while you guys soak that in. Okay. I would have never thought in a heartbeat for a second that I didn't need anything but my browser to do all this. And that's all I need. Now, when I think about it, it's all I need to add any cloud software or anything to my repertoire. If I want to use an app, I go online with my browser and I go use the app. Well, this is all built into the actual browser. It runs and plays and stores and stacks and shares and everything right from your browser. So you would start with a trigger, you would add a function, you would have it scroll on a web page and add whatever you need to. So I'm just going to sign in so you guys can see this for a second. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Already right
Oh,
now,
look.
I'm seeing massive capabilities. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I know.
Right.
I'm looking it up right now.
Just
as he's already
salivating over
mentioned
here.
It's insane, dude. This is literally something that you could have automate everything you do in a browser. And I'm talking, when I say that, I'm talking about every click that you make, every tab you open, every window you open, anything that you do with a browser, you can do in here and automate it in a flash. Literally just drag these components over. And I probably won't be the guy. I'm going to leave a video link of a guy doing this, and he's just kind of showing people how to do it. But these integrations are in such a fashion. Let me get to one where I can actually show you where I'm at. I'll take you to the marketplace first, probably.
This is amazing. It's open source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just go and play with it.
How do you say it? Automa?
It's
I guess.
Automa.site, though it goes to .com originally. Log me in for some reason. It's not letting me get to my...
So execute data, loop data. So now I've been using one that does screen scraping, but it looks like
Hold on, let me get over there. For some reason, this froze.
Right now, I'm even envisioning, I want to create a process where we can pre-create like 6 to 8 certain tabs that I use for each of my businesses. It's usually Gmail, calendar, Drive, open this folder, open this website, because I'm following up with contacts and leads. This is going to be a game changer here. This is incredible.
Well, the tool I need that's not invented yet is one that reminds me why I opened a new tab and what I was going to search on.
Oh, that's why. It's a browser extension. That's why I couldn't
That's
do
an
it
age thing. It's an age thing, right?
Yeah, I opened a new tab. I was like, what was I going to look for? And it's like 2 seconds. I've forgotten about it already.
It used to be rooms I walked into and go, why am I in this room now? And then now it's tabs.
No, the thing was, this is actually a browser element. So I don't even have it installed yet. That's why it's not doing anything from here, because this is just the account and it's not even billing anything right now. So there's nothing available on here. If you want to actually use it, you have to go and get the Automa extension for Chrome. And they have one for Firefox as well. So what I'm thinking is fire up a Firefox instance and have that just running automations.
I love Firefox.
Yeah, I do too. So that's next on the list. I just wanted you guys to see that. What was the other one we were going to bring up?
The course builder.
Okay, I'll do this real easy because this I actually like. I know
the comment I heard you say was this the best thing you made, so my ears perked up.
For the
That's
price,
rare because I know you're like me, you buy a lot of software
all the time. But so I've taught classes for over 160 countries. I've gone through a method of doing that online through Amy Carey's classroom, and we used to just do this on Facebook as a Facebook group, onlinecoursehost.com. I'll leave links if you guys want to share in the sale with me or anyone else here that might be selling it. But the idea is you can get it now on AppSumo for literally $100. It's a $2,000 software package. And what it allows you to do, just go to the admin section first so you can get a really good idea. It's only giving you 5 gig of storage, but that's okay. If you're doing little short videos and you do them in 720p or even 480 like normal television used to be, you can find training videos will take up very little space. So there's plenty of room here to do quite a few. So I created AIO Academy. And in doing so, I have the ability to activate a home page, have all these other really cool subscription features, certificate screens, student comments, Google sign-ins, all these, things that you want to see in an app like this. Various languages. I have as many languages as I might need to use, but I can establish quite a few with this if I wanted to go in other languages. And same with currency.
Does it do the language translation?
You'd start in one or the other. I'm not sure if it will translate for you. If you had a course and then put it into, I think you'd have to create a course for each language, course, and then convert it into a Spanish course like that. It wouldn't take anything to do that. So by doing this, you have the ability to create as many courses as you want. You can integrate with PayPal, Stripe, Zapier, and Pabbly, along with the Facebook Pixel analytics and any third-party scripts that you want to run. It has internal email marketing for SMTP connections so that you brand your email going out to your subscribers. You can manage admins that can be part of your team, so you can have other teachers in the system taking care of, whatever. It might be lesson plans or certifications or whatever. So I've got Jim in here right now helping me take a look at how we can use it. We can have groups. We invite students. We can do bulk imports. We can manage assignments if we want to go that route. The bulk emails, obviously. And then we can.
How does it create course material using
just
AI?
a second. This being the admin, I just want you guys to see the admin menu.
Okay.
So you can create course bundles. Like if you have a bunch of little courses, want to make one big package. An affiliate program, if you want people to sell this for you, your courses for you, you can sign them up as an affiliate.
Wow.
And they can make a little extra cash on the back end. And that's by going through here and signing up for their affiliate program, which actually pays 50% commission off of whatever they purchase on the system, which is kind of unheard of. Usually it's 30 to 40% on things like these. And then you have the support help center and an academy and community, which was just added. So think, what's that app called? Starts with an N. Why can't I think of it? Chris, you know what I'm talking about. We use it for help docs. Why can't I think of that?
Help doc system.
Yeah.
Better Docs.
No.
Oh, the other docs.
It's what our other people use.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Starts with an N.
Isn't that GitHub?
Just a regular old. Everybody uses it now for making outlines for everything, and I can't think of the freaking name of it. Never mind.
It's
Hold on.
No, one I'm thinking of starts with
it bugs the crap out of me when I can't think of something that I know everybody uses. It'll come to me. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Alexa, what was that thing that we used to do with that?
Thing that I used to know how to do. It's on the edge of the tip of my tongue.
What was it I was thinking about that I didn't tell anybody about?
I'll get to it. So the courses are like this. When you want to create a course, now this is in draft, right? I can have it suggest course titles. So I can have it give me an AI course title. If I wanted to say, okay, I want to do a course on live streaming, it'll give me a course on live streaming. And inside the course creation itself is where it's kind of cool. So I can come in here. I have a landing page. I have the lessons themselves. So here it says, suggest me a new course content. So I could have it help me write the actual introduction to the course. I can have it write me a video script. I can have it suggest me a lesson title. I can get all the captions already converted for me here within the system once I upload. I can upload my BTT files. If I transcribe the videos, I can have all those written just the way I want them without any guesswork and hoping the AI can figure it out. It could be free lessons, or you can make them prerequisites. You can really get into the text, upload videos, add other lesson features like assignments, digital uploads, downloads that they can take home with them, audio lessons, whatever you want to add in as part of your schooling, you can do here, which I thought was really cool. The landing page is something that you develop so that you can make it private. You can make it public. You can make it something they can download and watch later. It could be a hidden course that no one can see except for the people you invite to it. It could have lifetime access or limited access. And it may not even mention the course duration. Like it could be an hour-long course, but you just tell them there's 15 videos. It doesn't tell them how long they are. It just lets them know it's 15 course videos. Spec it out, all of your coursework. You can kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of how you're going to establish your coursework in detail. And then an FAQ at the end. It even helps you write an FAQ after the fact once you've created your course. You can price it out, add coupons, make it free or paid, add welcome messages to the course, have it published in certain formats, whichever way you like the best, and then print certificates upon completion, and set up a drip schedule for those that might not be following through with the course studies and not show, or just to make sure they come back for another course. You could tweak them into, well, you took the digital IT course, now maybe you want to be a digital influencer and have them take the influencer course or whatever. And that's it. It's very convenient for $99. Most people pay $99 a month for something like this. And
at least.
I love it.
For sure. That's it.
I have ideas for courses already, so I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a link in the chat so that you can find where to go.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. It's available pretty much all the time. for that $100 price. And the gentleman who's put this together is just brilliant. He sends all these really gorgeous emails to you to step you through the system, exactly how to use the system, how you should use the system, and just best operating procedures, stuff like that.
Cool. Thanks.
Yes, sir. What else we got?
I like it.
Quarter two. Chris, you got anything new that you've come across in AI lately, or saw something out in the wild that you didn't expect to see AI doing?
Well,
Or,
he was in it.
or you, Brad, either or.
It has something wild to talk about.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
You broke up a little bit there.
I couldn't hear you, Brad.
No, I said you were in Vegas. You had to have learned something while you were here.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were starting one is a trip to Vegas. I'm sorry. Thanks.
Hey, yeah, let's talk about the fun stuff in Chippendales. Absolutely, it was a fantastic time. No, I actually tried my best to.
Please welcome to the stage, AI.
That's great. I couldn't get a money counting machine, so the bills are just in a pillowcase right now. But stuff those under the mattress, pull them out when I need them. But Vegas was a fantastic time just to disconnect. I've been heavy into the AI software automations and just business in general. Forgot to take time for myself. So this was an opportunity to get away from the cold Wisconsin winters that we've been having here. Spring is non-existent. It's just starting to turn around now. But it was my opportunity to go lay out by the pool for a couple days, go down to Fremont Street, which is the old Las Vegas. I just like the vibe down there. Great time. I had my best slice of pizza I've ever had. And it's not because I was celebrating or drinking. It's literally the best pizza ever. So I'll be going down there again for more pizza.
Cool.
And I'll stop by Vegas. Yeah, it was great.
I thought this was all work related. Hell, I didn't know you were slumming.
Brad's probably like, how come you didn't come see me?
Yeah, we could have gone to Evil Pie. That's what they have, good pizza. And that's a New Yorker telling you.
Well, now I have an excuse to come out again. How does next week look for you?
Yeah, let me know.
Be careful. He's going to move. You may not even be there when he gets out there.
No. I'm still in Vegas. Just going a little further east.
I'm going to convince Brad to join the Chippendales as well. We need another member.
Yeah,
an older gentleman.
A manager. We need a manager.
Get off the stage,
Can you design my graphics for me?
Poor Leland.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I'm thinking to myself, like, how come nobody's come up with a way to use AI in Vegas and like make a killing and have it teach you how to do whatever?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sure. Put a camera inside of your glasses.
Yeah,
it watches the cards as they're being dealt. Your probability. Google Glass.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, you can count cards.
They frown on that there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I'm not suggesting anything illegal, like I just did.
You can count cards, you just can't do it physically. How is it?
You can't use any devices. I don't think. If you're smart enough, you can do it.
Yeah, if you can count in your head, they can't stop you. So you can count cards in your head and actually do it. But if you're found using any kind of device, whether it's your phone, a watch device, or anything on your wrist, or even marking on your hand, you're busted because you're cheating. But
some people have eidetic memories, so they're built for this, so they can just do it and they memorize and they can remember, certain things. It's just the way their mind works.
They're not invited back though.
Yeah, they say, "Hey, we're going to comp your room and get the hell out tomorrow morning." Yeah, that's pretty much how they do it.
That's right, unless you want to lose all your fingers.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, speaking of memory, isn't memory a new thing now for AI? That we actually have saved memory so that you can go back and keep talking on subjects that were discussed.
Actually, you're right. And now OpenAI has that in ChatGPT. You can tell it to memorize certain things, certain phrases, or certain. It's kind of already been there before, except the way it works is before. You do it in a GPT, but now you can tell it, okay, you can give it a whole bunch of information about yourself and tell it to remember you, and then it will do that.
Wow. Now that's good though, because it makes it easier to go back to stuff that you've done in the past, I think, and have it write in your style for one. Once you teach
because before the way it worked before is it wouldn't cross chats. If you had one chat, created a new one, it wouldn't know anything about the second chat. Now it will.
Well, here's an idea to use for AI. I maintain a blog for like a decade. Okay, so there's hundreds and hundreds of articles there. To go through it all and categorize it would be simple for AI to take care of that.
Yeah, and that's actually something that someone has done, and I can give a quick example of that in just a heartbeat here. There was a gentleman who's an author, well-known philosopher, author. I can't recall his name off the top of my head, but I'll have it here in just a second. He created an AI of himself, and he'd written so many different. Make sure I get the right one here. Yes, here it is. And I may have to show this in a strange way. Nope, I can get to it. Okay. And hopefully it'll come through on audio.
Is this an angry boomer? I can relate.
And I won't be able to preface it. I'll finish it after I play it so that you guys can hear. But let me make sure the audio is coming through here.
Here we go.
I've been studying these guys, since the ancient Greeks through Steve Jobs and Elon Musk all my life.
Brad, there's a program
I'm telling you, their minds work
this
different.
one called Pictory.
I've been
Yes.
studying
I'm
these guys.
interested in that.
It has the ability to take your URL of your blog and turn it into a video.
What?
Yeah, automatically.
Yeah.
And so you got to
Very
check
nice.
that out. Now, what I'm not using it for that, but I have another program I've been playing with that will do the opposite. We'll take my video and turn it into a blog post.
Oh, okay. Now that was actually, let me get back here to where it was. That video was put together by George Silverman's family. Well, his tech family, you might say. George Silverman's no longer alive, but everything he wrote and everything he philosophized about, I might say philosophized, is that a word? Yes. Everything he ever wrote down, everything he ever capitulated, all that stuff is in a bot. With his image through DID, with his voice through 11 Labs. And now you can ask anything about his life, anything about his writings, and you will hear from him personally.
Wow.
About everything he wrote. That's what I want to have left behind about me when I leave. To have
that is cool.
That is
avatar
cool.
Of me and my voice, because it's his voice, it's a clone of his voice. To be able to ask any questions you want of me later when I'm gone, and I'll be able to answer in my tone, my voice, my face. I think that's so cool.
You better put like a paywall behind that, and then like send it to your family or your inheritance.
Yeah, why not?
That would be funny.
There you go.
It could be something like that.
They did that with Philip K. Dick. He's one of the most prolific science fiction authors that they've taken his novels and turned them into movies. He's the most they've done that to, maybe next to Dan Brown or something like that. But they did something similar to him. They had a robot, an android, made to look like, from the chest up, Philip K. Dick, talking and proselytizing about the future. So I'd love to see one of Isaac Asimov or something. But
yeah, it'd be cool.
But there's actually technology that we can do this ourselves right now. Right now. You use what Lee's doing to make his little character. That's the character. The voices are there. All you need is the content.
He's already smarter than I am.
Of
course, he's from the future. So, 2042. That's not fair.
How about a William Shatner android that is AI programmed? Yes.
So what do we want to see next? What do we think we should
It's a lion.
I know there's
he's so
I'm
big.
sorry, do I still have the you guys are seeing it over there. Yeah, it's like there's more video apps coming out that I haven't touched yet. There's some of those that are competing with Sora, is what I'm hearing. And kind of stepping up the game.
So what I wonder about is how that's going to affect the video, mainly the stock video industry, not so much the film industry, but and that's the same. How many people go to stock photos now? If I want a photo, I just create it.
Yeah.
If I wanted a unicorn on the moon with a banana, there's not one in stock photos. I'm guaranteed. I don't care who you are. I stock Getty. None of those guys have that thing. So that's the thing. And what happens when you can do that in video?
Yeah.
That's going to cut out a lot of services. That's for sure.
Well, I see a
Things
lot
like
of,
video blocks.
I call it mild desperation, but I see it in some of these stock photo places like Pond 5, where once a month they give me a free piece of footage. And I take advantage of that. You know,
Yeah.
I've paid for music and I've paid for, you know, all their other bundled stuff. But I actually created my promo video for my podcast using 5 or 6 of their free, you know, pieces of video they gave me.
That's
Mm.
what ours is.
Uh,
Ours
so
is a
I
download from video blocks. That was something somebody else created and uploaded, and we bought it so that we could use it.
Yep.
The thing with that, you're never going to run out of what images you might need. So it's not like we're destroying every B-roll that's ever been created with AI. We still need all that B-roll. It's still
Yeah.
there. We'll still use it, but we don't need to create fresh B-roll with like a drone flying over a cliff,
Right.
because we can create that on the fly with a line of text.
Well, it's
What-
all back to value add. If you're not adding value, then you should be concerned. But most people, if you're adding value, you're in good shape.
Yeah. Leland, you probably remember this, but back in the mid 90s, all of a sudden stock photos went from you had to actually physically go to a place to then suddenly getting these CDs that you could order for specific, you know, types of stock photos.
Yeah.
And here was the weird part. I would buy, you know, all these kits and bundles so I could use it for clients. And I noticed that the big ad agencies were using the exact same bundles I was using. And I thought that was kind of a very strange, you know, that was a moment where you could see the hierarchy kind of flatten really quickly. So they were using the same models I was using instead of paying for it the way they used to. You know, you do a $50,000 photo shoot for a couple of days. And this is going to do the same thing. You're going to have, like I always say, you have professional tools in the hands of the amateur, and now they'll be able to make money and do all kinds of things. I just think it's how it's kind of speed to market. How fast can you work now? How quickly can you do production? How quickly can you get things out and cranked out is going to be who's going to be making the money in the future, which might be a year from now.
Yeah, Lee made a big point several times over about the fact that being a tool, you can't just tell AI to go do something without having the talent, the expertise, and the wisdom up here to be able to tell it how to do it. Okay. And that's the key here. We're looking at videos that now can be created with, okay, I want a train running down the railroad tracks. Great. We can do that. But what kind of train? What kind of tracks? What kind of landscape? What kind of weather? What kind of sky pattern? What kind of, I mean, my God, now
What
we get into
speed,
color
what
styles
angle,
and
exactly. All that's
that's
and
the
here's the
challenge.
other thing is most people don't realize that it doesn't happen the first time, right? You're like, okay, that wasn't, I got to regenerate this thing 4, 5, 6, 7 times to get the image you want, and even then it's not right. And I'll typically have to bring it in to Photoshop and edit it.
Same with songs, Chris. You can kind of relate with that. We're not getting full versions of songs yet. They're just segments, so we have to piece them together, and that takes time.
Right. Absolutely.
We're getting there.
And that forethought to bring it into the creative process, the prompts that you need, the after the post editing that comes with it. It's how well you polish it up, again, with content, audience, who is it for, what topic. If people don't care that it's, you know, partially created with AI, or if you were using samples, Brad's example was used to get the scenery or the images. And I'm sure the same conversations that we have are when any new piece of technology come out. When green screen technology became available for the masses, what did that change for B-roll or other video editing? It's
Big time.
Well,
inevitable.
look what's going on with Adobe right now. They're building in. They have their generative AI in Photoshop, which I use all the time. If nothing else, just maybe the aspect ratio of the image is wrong. It's vertical, but I need just a little bit more on the left and right or whatever. I can add that. But now they're adding that to video, so their video is going to be able to do the same kind of thing.
So cool. So
It's an
hopefully,
exciting time.
yeah, next week, I think we're going to move into that aspect of things. I keep mentioning we're going to do these workshops, and I feel really bad that I haven't fired one up yet. And it's mostly because I've had 2 deaths in the family in the last few weeks. And I just had my daughter leave town this week because my son and daughter are looking to move to Florida. So it's one of those things where everything's kind of in upheaval, and I haven't had a chance to just sit down and get a workshop started, which I would really like to do here really soon, because we need to.
If you go to
apply this stuff.
online course host, you could
Yes,
probably create one there.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
heard that's a
Behind the
good
scenes.
tool. I heard
It's
it's
going to
really
follow up
good.
behind it.
Yeah,
for
me
sure.
too. I've heard the same thing.
But it's not just going to be a course. It's going to be a live workshop. I want people to be able to ask questions live of at least one of us, so that there's somebody there to try and kind of table some of those questions and help people move ahead. But that's all we've got for tonight. I don't think we need to go much further. Does anybody else want to wrap things up for us tonight, or? Okay, I'll take it from there. Make sure you go check us out at bestaipodcast.tv, where you can find all the show's information. We've got a button to Facebook, we got a button to YouTube, and we got a button out to Acast, where we post just the audio version only of our podcast. I do not have last week's version out yet because we screwed it up so bad in the production that I'm still working on the edit. So that hopefully will be out, if I get lucky, before the end of today, but I have a feeling it's not going to be until tomorrow.
This is a much better show. I vote we just erase it and use this one.
We could do that. I'm okay with that. Not
It's
every
kind of the
episode has
best
to be made
AI
public.
podcast. Sort of best.
That's right.
Semi-best.
Brad wasn't and Chris wasn't here, so this is a better show.
Yeah, I totally
The
agree.
Good Enough
It's
AI
always-
podcast.
Yeah,
Good
there you
enough
go.
at that
Just barely above water podcast.
I'm going to leave it at that, guys. We are outta here.
Mediocre podcast.tv. Is that what we're going to go
It's
with
just
now?
going downhill from here. Next Sunday, 7
know.
p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Best AI.
I'm gonna
We'll
I'm gonna
see you
exit.
then.
Here's my Muppet joke.
See you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. The best AI podcast where we'll continue to grow. A world of innovation where dreams become reality. Come to